She said the ocean listens better than people do. And that's how our story began. My name is Iva, I'm 22, and I came to Portugal to forget time. Days here don't move the same. They stretch, fold, drift with the wind. The beach was nearly empty that evening, the sky melting into gold and rose. I had my notebook, a half-finished drawing, and a kind of loneliness that didn't hurt, but stayed close. That's when I saw her. Short dark hair, sun-touched skin, wetsuit half unzipped, carrying a surfboard under her arm like it weighed nothing. She walked toward me, barefoot, smiling the way people do when they're not in a hurry. "Beautiful, isn't it?" she said, nodding toward the horizon. "It looks different every evening," I answered. "That's the trick," she said. "It never really changes. Only you do." Her name was Sophia, 33, a surf instructor who lived in the small town above the cliffs. She sat on the sand beside me, close enough that I could hear her slow breathing beneath the waves. "You travel alone?" she asked. "Yeah, trying to remember what quiet sounds like." She smiled. "Then you picked the right coastline." The sun dipped lower. The air turned cooler, wrapping us in the smell of salt and orange light. For a long moment, neither of us spoke, just watched the sea rolling in and out like a heartbeat. She picked up a seashell and turned it in her fingers. "Funny thing about the ocean," she said. "You never see it the same way twice, even if it's the same water." "Maybe that's what keeps people coming back," I said. "Or maybe it's the people we meet beside it." She said it so lightly, but it stayed with me, the kind of sentence that lingers like sunlight on skin. When she stood to leave, she offered her hand. "I teach at dawn, just down the shore. You should come by, not to surf, just to listen." I took her hand. "I might." The tide washed close to our feet, the foam curling around her toes before slipping away. And as she walked back into the fading light, I realized I wasn't listening to the waves anymore. I was listening for her. The next morning, the beach was almost empty, just the sound of waves breathing against the sand. I came early, unsure if she'd actually meant it, but part of me already knew she would be there. Sophia stood near the shore, her short dark hair damp with mist, surfboard planted upright beside her like a flag. She saw me and smiled, slow and genuine. "You came." "I said I would," I answered. "You don't strike me as someone who keeps promises." "Maybe I just needed a reason to." She laughed quietly, adjusting the strap on her board. "Then maybe I'm glad I gave you one." We walked along the edge of the water, the waves curling around our feet. The sun was still climbing, painting everything in warm orange. She talked about the ocean, how every wave was a new chance to begin, how fear disappears the moment you dive in. "You sound like someone who trusts the sea," I said. "I do," she replied. "It never lies. It only repeats what you give it." For a while, I just listened. Her voice, the rhythm of the surf, the wind tugging strands of my hair. She turned to me suddenly, her eyes steady. "You came here to forget something?" "To remember who I was before it," I said. She nodded. "Then you're closer than you think." We sat on the sand, the waves whispering at our backs. She handed me a smooth white stone. "Keep it," she said. "It's from last season. I give one to everyone who reminds me the ocean's still kind." I turned it in my hand, cool and heavy. "How many have you given away?" "Not many." The air was warm now, the sea glittering like glass. We didn't say much after that, just sat, side by side, the tide reaching for our toes, the silence between us turning from stillness into something alive. When I finally stood, she looked up. "You leaving already?" "Only until sunset. I said. She smiled. Good. I teach better when the light's golden. As I walked away, I looked back once. She was standing at the waterline, the wind lifting her hair, the horizon stretching endlessly behind her. And I thought, maybe some places aren't meant to be left. Maybe they follow you, like waves that never stop returning.